We all agree that it's something that's vital, that is a part of our classrooms, but what is it that makes for effective technology use in the classroom? What are your thoughts on that?
For answer that is going back to some of the things I heard that both Sarah and Perla say. It got me thinking. One of my guiding purposes about why is that I go back to that. I talk about we have this obligation to teach kids how to use it, but kids, when they think technology, they think it's a toy. It's for their entertainment. And we need to show them that this is the most powerful tool, available to you. Tech should be seen how to use, not just as a toy, but also as a tool. I think that kind of wraps up everything that we're trying to say about why, because kids they can entertain themselves forever with tech, and if so that kind of proves they have the skills. Now it's our job in the classroom to get them using it as a tool to further their learning and improve their lives. But as far as effective tech, as you always see, Catherine, we lead with learning, not with tech. We're not using tech for the sake of tech, but if tech is used to, if you can show that technology is, is actually enhancing the learning and allowing you to do something that you weren't able to do before with your learning, that's effective tech. I don't think there's any one right way to implement it, but if it is enhancing the learning to the point where you're doing something you couldn't do before, for me, that's effective tech in the classroom.
For me, it is important the fact that having technology, you have the opportunity to show what you think, what you can do, or what are your passions, because we have the opportunity to record videos, audios, text, images, drawings, and make it easier than in the past, and we can share with more people. So the power is potential. I mean, when one of my students can't write down their ideas because they are having trouble selecting words or organizing what they want to do, but they are capable of going to the paper, draw a beautiful picture, and then based on that picture, explain what they are thinking, or when they feel so comfortable in front of the camera and start reflecting about their learning. That was something really, really interesting for me. When I allow them to just turn on the video camera and tell me what you learn, and they express much more than what I was waiting. At times, I discovered that I didn't know how much that particular students were learning during the process until the moment that they were capable of taking it back to me in a different format. So having technology is the possibility of showing what you are learning, what you are thinking, what are the connections that you are creating in the process with your peer learning, and feel comfortable, because you can do it as many times until you feel that that's what you want to do or to say or to show. That's one of the most important things for me.
So documenting that learning process, showing that, absolutely. Michael?
Yeah, I think for me, it comes down a lot to the creation versus consumption idea that I think Adam kind of hinted on, and that every time I've seen children truly engaged with technology, it's when they're creating something. Certainly, I think there does need to be an element of consumption so that they kind of have ideas, but I think that balance needs to be strongly on the end of creation. And I do like Perla's ideas too about kind of making learning visible and allowing those more connections and being able to learn from each other a little bit better and strengthening those connections.
I also feel I've been referring to this document a lot, the World Economic Forum report that came out in 2018, and just looking at the trajectory of what kind of skill sets are needed, and they were projecting for 2025. And a lot of that came to design, it came to computer sciences, AI, artificial intelligence, and then data. Looking at data was one that was really important. And you can't crunch data like those computers did in the NASA movie. I can't remember the name all of a sudden. Yeah, it's Hidden Figures. Yes. It's not how we use to calculate math anymore. They use computers, and everybody uses computers. I watched a session about this person doing origami, and he's one of the world leading origami people in the world, and he used computers to figure out all the mathematics around folding, and he was just talking about how origami is going to change the world. And so in every part of in every kind of industry area, they're using computers because it helps them with the calculations that used to be done by human beings. But artificial intelligence is helping with a lot of that kind of mundane tasks and the automation piece of things. So if we don't teach students to be able to do what is currently happening, how are they going to be able to innovate and create for the future?
Excellent. Yeah, so I'm hearing a lot about that the technology is used to kind of get kids to, not even for the future, but for now, because a lot of these skills are being asked of students once they get into the real world. For me, I'm hearing a lot about many of us talking, I didn't hear people talk about specific programs. I didn't hear anyone talk about bigger concepts of getting kids engaged and empowered in using the technology as well. I also didn't hear anyone talk about the teacher using the tech. I heard about students using the tech, and I think that is really important, and that's a theme that I certainly heard from all of our great panelists here.
Just to kind of put a bow on that, if you're an administrator, you're a coach like you and I, and you want to see effective tech in the classroom, what does that look like? If you see kids engaging with the 4 C's with technology, then you know that you're seeing tech effectively used. As you always say, Kat, if you plan with the 4 C's in mind, the tech takes care of itself.
And for those that are unfamiliar with the 4 C's, they are?
Collaboration, communication, critical thinking, and I always forget one.
Creativity.
Creativity. I always forget one. It never fails.
Yeah, and I heard a lot of our panelists talking about things that certainly do embody those 4 C's. And so absolutely, those are things that don't go away, right? The technology moves very quickly. It's changing all the time, but getting kids using that for engaging in those 4 C's is definitely key. I would certainly agree to that.